Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we have a really unique opportunity. We're getting a look past the usual headlines.
Right into the planning documents.
Exactly. We are cracking open a request for information, an RFI, from the Defense Intelligence Agency, the DIA.
And it's for a massive multi-year program called DORE3.
DORE3. What does that stand for again?
It's data science, operations, requirements, exploitation, and enhanced engineering.
Right. So our mission for this deep dive is to give you the shortcut. We want to figure out what the DIA's Directorate of Science and Technology, their S&T branch, what do they actually care about right now?
And, maybe more importantly, what kind of expertise and what level of security clearance you need to even be in the room.
So before we go any further, let's just clarify what this document actually is, because it's an RFI, not an RFP.
Yeah, that's a critical distinction. Think of it less as a job application and more like high-stakes market research. The government is planning this huge acquisition. But before they lock in the final requirements, they're just asking industry, who's out there, what can you do, and really, how good are you at it?
So just to be clear for everyone listening, this isn't a promise from the government to buy anything.
Not yet, no.
They're just scouting the landscape, trying to find what they call the best qualified sources.
It's all about finding companies that can show the absolute greatest depth and breadth of skills for their mission. It's a vital first step.
And based on this RFI, it looks like they're thinking the final contract will be multiple IDIQs.
Delivery indefinite quantity contracts.
Yeah.
That tells you they want flexibility. They want access to a lot of different specialized companies over a long period of time.
All right, so let's get into the strategic why. The DIA's S&T mandate is really what's driving all of this.
It is. Their mission statement is very, very clear.
Their job is to develop and deliver leading-edge scientific and technical capabilities.
But here's the key part.
Yeah.
It's all to address the most challenging intelligence gaps.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones trying to turn tomorrow's tech into intelligence that you can actually use today.
And the way they're doing that here is through what's called Advisory and Assistance Services, ANAS.
They're basically bringing in outside experts from industry to help with intelligence functions. And not just for the DIA.
It's for the whole intelligence community, the IC, and the Department of Defense. It's a huge support role.
Absolutely. But, before we even get into the list of tasks they want done, we have to talk about the security.
Yes.
Because the security requirement is what makes this RFI so different from almost anything else you'll see.
This is where it gets really interesting. To even respond to this, to even be considered a qualified source,
Yeah.
a company has to show they have a minimum of 15 top secret DK-cleared employees available.
And that's the absolute minimum at the highest possible clearance level. That's the barrier to entry right there.
We have to break down what TSSITK really means. It's so much more than just top secret.
It is. So TS is top secret. The SCI part means sensitive compartmented information.
Okay.
But the SITK, that's special intelligence and talent keyhole. That is the key.
And that relates to the most sensitive collection methods we have, right? Things like satellite imagery.
That's talent keyhole.
And highly sensitive signals intelligence, SI.
Exactly. When you see a program that needs people cleared to handle the deepest secrets of satellite and signals collection, you know this is about technical collection. It's not just admin support.
The fact that they demand this clearance level before they even award a contract, it just sets the tone for everything else.
It tells you the baseline expectation for every single one of these 11 task areas we're about to discuss.
Which also explains another little detail in the RFI.
The classified addendum.
Yeah. There's a more detailed secret and no foreign statement of work. It's posted somewhere else on the NSA ARC system.
So you already need the clearance just to read the full scope of work. The work starts classified from day one.
Okay, so now that we get the level of secrecy, let's decode the heart of this thing. The 11 support areas for DORE3.
Right. And these areas really map out the DIA S&T's biggest needs for the next few years.
I think we can group them into a few themes to make it easier to digest. Let's start with the classic intelligence cycle stuff, collection.
Makes sense. So on the front end, you have support area 1, collection concept development.
That's the high-level strategy.
And right after that is support area 2, collection planning and operations support. So the tactical side of it, how you actually do it.
Then you move into the analysis piece, which everyone is focused on right now, the data.
Of course. Support area 3 is data sciences support.
So machine learning, algorithms, all that applied to the massive amounts of data they're pulling in.
And then support area 4 is technical exploitation support. Basically, once you get the data, how do you squeeze every last drop of intelligence out of it?
Now, this is where that high clearance requirement really gets fascinating. The next area,
I know where you're going.
it's where you see the modern pivot, right? Fusing the public world with these deep classified capabilities.
It's support area 5. Internet of Things, social media, and open source support.
Think about that. To give advice on IoT devices and, Twitter, you need a TSSITK clearance.
Which tells you they are not just looking for someone to monitor public feeds.
No will.
They're looking for ways to fuse that open source data with highly classified signals and imagery intelligence. They want to apply those deep collection techniques to the public data environment.
It makes perfect sense. They don't want to just read social media. They want to build tools that use SITK methods to pull out predictive intelligence from it.
And to support that, you have support area 6, application, web, and collaboration support.
You need the digital backbone to run all those sophisticated new tools.
Exactly. You need a modern framework so the analysts can actually use them and work together.
Okay, so our third group here is all about operations and innovation. How does the agency actually stay ahead of the curve?
Well, it starts with the basics. Support area 7, program and project support.
Right. Even the coolest science needs good project management.
You got to keep it on track, on budget. Then there's the need for speed and agility.
Support area 8, rapid response subject matter expert support.
A quick reaction force of PhDs, basically. People you can call on for very specific problems without having to keep them on staff full-time.
And that leads right into how they get ideas from the outside.
Yep. Support area 9, academic and industry outreach and innovation.
So the DIA knows it can't invent everything in-house.
No agency can. You have to have a structured way to pull in ideas from outside the government firewall.
And then the capstone, support area 10, rapid engineering and prototyping support.
This is key. They're not looking for academic papers here. They want working tools, and they want them fast.
It's about building solutions, not just studying problems.
And finally, you have the administrative glue that holds it all together.
Support area 11, contract project management and common tasks.
The paperwork. No matter how cool the tech is, the invoicing and compliance have to be perfect.
Okay, so that's a crystal clear picture of the work they want. But let's circle back to the high bar for the companies themselves.
Right, because having those 15 cleared people is just the start.
The RFI wants very specific proof of what they call corporate knowledge.
And this is how they weed out the companies that are just, paper shuffling shell corporations.
So what do they have to show?
They have to identify up to 5 relevant contracts they've held in the last 5 years. And for each one...
It's not just a summary.
Oh, no. They want the contract number, the award amount, the agency, how many full-time equivalents FTEs were on it.
And even a list of the subcontractors and their exact percentage of the work.
They want to see that you've managed technical work at scale and that you have real skin in the game. And then you have to write an essay explaining how all that experience will help VACA.
It sounds like a huge lift. I mean, it would be tough for any one company to be an expert in all 11 of those areas.
It would. And the RFI knows that. It specifically says teaming arrangements are okay.
So you can partner up.
Yeah. You can describe expertise you get through partners, even if you don't name them at this early stage. They care more about the capability than the corporate structure.
But whether you're solo or on a team, you have to be totally transparent about conflicts of interest.
OCI. Organizational conflicts of interest. It's a huge deal.
You have to proactively identify any situation where working on DORE3 might give you an unfair advantage on a future contract.
Or where a financial interest might bias your advice to the government. And you have to explain how you'd mitigate that. It's all about transparency.
All right, let's just nail down the final logistics for any industry partners listening.
Okay. The industry code they're anticipating is 541990. That's all other professional, scientific, and technical services.
And the deadline is firm.
Very firm. Thursday, October 9th, 2025, at 23:59 Eastern Time.
So they're asking for an incredible amount of detailed information, but they're also being really strict about how you deliver it.
That's government procurement for you. The whole capability statement covering all 11 areas.
10 pages.
10 pages. That's it, excluding the cover page. It forces you to be incredibly concise. No filler.
And even though the final contract will likely be secret no foreign, your response to this RFI can be unclassified.
Right. You just email it to the VACA addresses they provide.
So to sum all this up, the DORE3 RFI really paints a very clear picture of the DIA strategy.
Extremely clear. They're trying to bridge the gap between the open source world IoT, social media, data science, and the highest levels of classified technical collection.
And the IDIQ structure is all about bringing in that outside innovation quickly.
But only if those outsiders already have the keys to the kingdom. They have to have those deep national security clearances from day one.
This program really feels like it defines modern intelligence gathering.
I think so. It's integrating rapid engineering with an absolute requirement for access to the most sensitive satellite and signals data. The contracts that come out of this will shape the DIA's core capabilities for the rest of this decade.
Which brings us to our final thought, something for you to mull over.
This RFI, as we've said, demands personnel with top-secret SIC clearance for advisory work in, quote, Internet of Things, social media, and open source support. Now, we've established that SIT is all about highly technical satellite and signals intelligence. So given that connection, what specific technical intelligence capabilities, beyond just basic monitoring or sentiment analysis, do you think the DIA is actually expecting to develop under DORE3 to weaponize these public-facing data sources? That's something to think about until our next deep dive.